You are a druggie. You and everyone you know is really a druggie. And I don't mean in the sense of physical drugs, but I mean in terms of metaphysics. Each and every person is addicted to a thing called frequency. Frequency is your personal signature. It's basically just like a signal that portrays who you are, right? Everybody is addicted to one frequency or another, right? And frequency is the greatest drug. That's why it's so hard to change sometimes, so hard to pick up new habits sometimes, because you're so addicted to your current frequency. But think of your frequency like a book or like a novel. And there's multiple chapters of that novel and multiple series of that novel, right? Think of your frequency like that novel. And now let's say that your backstory is what makes up the book until this current time. But what if you had the ability to change that backstory? And I don't mean go to the past and change that backstory, like physically, but I more so mean mentally. What if you could mentally change that backstory? If you could go from being shown negativity around money to changing that narrative, changing those days and those weeks and those months and all that negativity, and change those sentences into positivity, then it doesn't matter what happened truly in the past, because now in your backstory, you don't know what it means to be negative around money. And so money will flow to you easily or easier. Money would be more positively charged when it comes to you. All this simply requires is going back into your mind and going towards moments and things that had a lasting experience on you, whether it's your parent or whoever else or whatever else, and just things that had lasting experiences on you negatively, and literally editing it like it's a video, editing it like it's a book in the making. Edit those memories to your own liking, because that's part of the reason why you are who you are, or why you act in certain ways that you do now, because of those lasting memories, because of what happened in the past. But if you change that, then of course the future would change too. Whether it's fear, doesn't matter. If you were scared of something in the past because of some type of reason, if you change that narrative, if you reread the chapters of your life and you rewrite a couple of things, then you can technically change it. Maybe not for everybody else, but for you. You have now shifted your frequency. You have now created a new frequency. You are now in a new frequency, in a new book, in a new novel. You've just made a new series. You have to understand that when you were a kid, you weren't really writing your story. You wasn't really in the lead, to be honest. Like, you were experiencing things through your perspective, but people were controlling a lot of the scenery, a lot of the scenes. I mean, the camera might have been on you, but people were dragging you around to wherever they wanted to whatever experiences they wanted to also, right? So you weren't really the author of your story as a whole. They were just imposing onto you their will. But now that you're grown, you have the ability to impose your own will onto your past self, onto your kid self. That's how you can heal your inner child. You heal your inner child by telling them it's okay. They're not in that situation anymore, right? So what's the difference with really going back and editing those experiences for your inner child? In that case, you could keep them pure forever. If only it was that easy. And this is not to say that you forget your experiences. It just simply means that you can uproot negativity by editing your story into positivity. And a good technique to do this is simply by sitting down for about 10 to 15 minutes with your eyes closed, breathing slowly, and just being conscious and aware of your breath. You simply just want to let all the thoughts that may arise pass. You don't want to be controlling your thoughts or trying to stop thinking. You just want to let whatever has been left unresolved, these unresolved thoughts, the things that you stop halfway in your mind, you want that to just flow. Just let it flow through you like your breath. Basically, you want to let those thoughts flow through you like your breath. And then you want to remember a moment in life that had a really like impactful experience on you, whether it's negative or positive, bro, or like something that you maybe might even cringe at and you just want to change. You want to bring up all the details. As painful as they might be, you want to bring up all those details. You want to, and it depends on what the level of trauma is, but maybe this is mostly just for like childhood trauma, maybe, and just like with people saying stuff. It could be anything, to be honest, right? But you want to bring that up, bring that experience up. You want to remember all the details. You remember how they sounded, how they talked to you, what they said. You don't want to delve too much into that, but now you want to change their tone, the voice, change how they act around you. How they acted around you, change how they spoke to you. You want to edit those things. You want to make it suit. You want them to pretty much say to you what you would have liked to hear. And then you just want to charge that. You want to charge that with your heart, with your emotion. You want to feel good. You want to be like, damn, it would have been amazing if they said that. But you want to actually like imprint it into your subconscious mind like they actually did, like they was actually moving like that. Instead of them calling you an idiot, they called you the smartest person. Oh, you're very smart and intelligent. Whatever. And you want to actually feel how good that is. You want to impart that into your subconscious mind. You want that to be a lasting impression. Instead of that negative impression, now you want that to be a positive impression. You just transmuted the past. Literally, you just created a whole new timeline in a sense, or at least became aware of a different timeline, right? And now you just made that yours. It's important to charge it with emotion. You can spend as long as you want, 30 minutes, an hour, as long as you want, just sitting there, visualizing, feeling the emotions, and then you want to move as if it was real. You don't want to question it. Yeah, this did happen. It did happen. It don't matter what others think or others say. It did happen. Remember, as you are addicted to a frequency, that frequency will make things way harder in a sense. And you might have watched movies or dealt with a type of addiction yourself, and you should know, like, it's not so much that it's hard to get away from, but it's more so like there's a mental weight that keeps it tethered to you. That's your frequency. Because you have adhered and been addicted to this frequency for so long, it just assumes that you like it back. Think of it like that. Think of it like it's a relationship, right? And in this relationship, you could just be friends with this shorty, right? And because you're so nice and kind to her, and you keep her around, and you invite her around you, and y'all hang out all the time, and y'all have W conversations. Now they think that, okay, this person wants me around OD, so I should always try to be around him. Little do they know there's some little habits and things that you don't really like, but you just keep them around because it just feels good to be around them, right? Now think of it like that. Think of your frequency like that. Your frequency will continuously come back around. It's gonna come back around. It's gonna be like, oh no, feel me? Let's say you got another shorty, right? It's gonna, you guys trying to take seriously. Sure, you're gonna come through, be like, oh, you don't need them. You don't need that. It's gonna try to make you feel bad. Oh, all the things I did for you. It's gonna make you feel bad, right? It's gonna make you feel a type of way. It's gonna try and make you gaslight yourself into thinking that you actually need or actually want them. But in truth, you don't. But your frequency will make it seem that way. It will make it seem harder. Maybe one day you want to go to the gym. Next time you try to go to the gym next week, it's like, oh, nah, you feel mad slumpy. That's not you though. That's not really your voice. That's your frequency. That's your addiction trying to tell you, nah, you don't need that. You don't need that new frequency. Nah, you don't need to do that good thing for you. What's happening right now with me and you, that's the best. That's it. It will try to gaslight you, try to play in your face. But the truth is, you just gotta ignore those things. You gotta ignore that. You gotta walk past. You gotta move on. Your frequency should not be able to control you to that extent. But the longer you stick with it, the longer that you let it have so much power over you, the more that it does. Especially when you say things like, it's so hard, or I can't stop, or you complain. When you complain, you give up more and more and more and more and more power. The more you give up power, the less you actually have. And the less power you have, the more power it has over you. Just remember this. What you give power to has power over you. What you give power to now has the power to be used against you. And that includes your habits. You give power to your habits. You give power to your fears. You give power to limiting beliefs. The more you give power to these things, the more power they have to use to control you. And so you'll find yourself trying to get away from these habits and get away from these fears. And then you'll find yourself going full circle right back to them because it's comfortable. Your nervous system is used to it. So instead of going into the unknown, into places that you don't really know or understand, you'll go right back to where you were before. Because who you are right now and the frequency that you embody right now, you may have even wished for this in the past. You may have wanted this in the past. Who you are right now is who your past self wanted to be. But now you don't want that anymore. And that's why it's so hard to move on. Frequency is a drug. It's the best drug. But you must master yourself in order to master reality. Because once you master yourself, you master your frequency. And if you master your frequency, you master the game. Think of it like playing Fortnite. You could change your skin whenever you want to. You could customize your character. You could become, move, live any way you want to. All it requires is faith and adaptation. Invest in yourself now in order to get a bigger ROI in the future. Truth.